You
Yes,
can
sir,
come and
sure.
go.
We are about to record this program.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And so is it, are you on the right track to, just give me 1 second. There's the issue of it, taking back to it in the live. So that's the main issue. We were facing a bit difficulties. IT is working on to do that. But hopefully he's going to solve it in a second. That's why. And if not, then it's okay. We can come at a later time. So let's go on to what we are doing. Thank you so much. Yes, you can go ahead with the program.
Thank you so much, sir.
So hi. So British Canada Resources Center has been established in July 2021 with a vision and mission of educating Bangladesh, like those who are having taking their educations in Bangladesh, is one of the unique chance for them to get their sort of upgrade and come back into the global market. First of all, we are building a country where we need our skilled populations, high-tech populations. It's not that we are taking the general populations coming back to the global world. This is a population we are coming for the high-tech market, those who will be taking educations in the science, engineering, accountings, managements, and some other very professional medical science program, as well as they will develop their skill. And as soon as they will develop their skill, Canada is giving the unique opportunities that they can take their permanent residency in Canada, as well as they can contribute to the different market. Their global job market, they can go today in Canada, tomorrow in the United States. If they don't like, they can go to Europe, wherever they can work. They can contribute to themselves, they contribute their countries, as well as they can contribute Bangladesh. This is the ultimate objective. We developed this British Canada Resources Center, and Fatima Harun Daisy, Neha, and they are representing at the Chittagong, and there'll be many more to come. We are most welcoming you in this program. And I'm getting back to the moderator to have her space now. Thank you. So I would appreciate to come the moderator to come and take the lead, so we can go momentarily.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very good evening. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all in this virtual event. Myself, Mehna Sazrin Chaudhry, content writer and webmaster of WI Affinity Group of IEEE IIUC Student Branch Committee 2020, and I'll be your host in today's webinar. First of all, I would like to thank everyone present here for joining today's webinar. Today, we all have assembled here through this webinar based on higher studies in Canada, research, immigration, and scholarship that assembles a panel of professionals to help graduates to find out strategies and opportunities to content their research and immigration. Career opportunity is not bounded within country or hometown nowadays for us, respecting everyone's dream and based on their priority. We have come up with this program which will help opening the getaway for enthusiastic and beautiful, brilliant minds to pursue their dream no matter what and where. In this webinar, we are proud to have our honorable speaker who have successfully made his way to abroad to pursue his higher studies career no matter what the obstacle was. So I hope everyone will keep patience and stay connected with us till the end. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
IEEE IIUC Student Branch Committee 2020, and I'll be the co-host for today's webinar. Before we commence with the program, I would like to call upon Ms. Afia Zahin Muntaha, Publicity Committee member from 6th Semester of Department, to recite few verses from the Holy Quran.
السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وجعلنا في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بهم وجعلنا فيها فجاجا سبلا لعلكم تهتدون. And we have made great mountains in the earth, lest it might be convulsed with them, and we have made in it wide ways that they may follow a right direction. وَجَعَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا وَهُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهَا مُعْرِضُونَ. And we have made the heaven a guarded canopy, and they run aside from its signs. وَهُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ اللَّيْلَ والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون. It is He who created the night and the day, the sun and the moon, all swim along each in its rounded course. Surah Al-Anbiya, ayat 31, 32, 33. Sadaqallahul Aliyyul Azim.
Thank you so much, Afia, for your recitation. Today we have with us our honorable speaker, Mansoor Mulk, sir, PhD, MBA, Computer Science and Information Technology, Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology, Medical Innovation and Technology Corp. Then Israt Binte Habib ma'am, lecturer of Department of CSC, IIUC advisor, IEEE IIUC, Student Branch WIE Affinity Group. It is truly a great honor for our students to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Priya, and thanks for inviting me to join in this magnificent program in Chittagong and in your IIUC SB universities. So I'm really honored to be here. So regarding the first couple of things I would like to share with you regarding the why we need the higher educations, because as we know we have a lot of universities in Bangladesh. So today's world is a global world, so we are not restricted to in certain place and positions due to the demand. You will be surprised to know around 43% student is from in United States and Canada. They are coming from India and they are having their educations here, developing themselves. And this is the world where we can develop our skills. And compared to the population, student populations, we are less than 1% student, those who are coming abroad and having their educations. There is a huge shift to develop our economy, not only to educate ourselves, but also implement our skills in different fields. There are fields in our country, you can go to masters, bachelors in engineering, masters in economics, accounting, physics, chemistry, but we want to know that very, very specific field, like chip technology, for example, like management specialist, digital marketing, digital, where we can spread our knowledge, and by gathering the knowledge and all over, we can contribute ourselves and globally. At the same time, we can contribute to the economy of Bangladesh and in the future generations. With this will help uplift the education of the student, their family, their country, their society, and there will be like huge change in the society. So based on this motto, my vision is to spread our knowledge globally, because today is a all world is one global economy. We have one lingua franca, where we are set. You are educated in Bangladesh, you are taking your higher educations in USA, Canada, Australia, or UK. Nevertheless, after your educations, if you want to settle in German or settle in the United States, it totally depends on you based on what kind of ability you have to compare with the job markets internationally. Thank you, Priya.
You are most welcome, sir.
Please go ahead. Like we can have question and answer session from those who are attending here. So we can go through those who have the questions, or we can you can ask me many questions that I will be able to. I'll be trying to answer your questions.
Sir, would you like to take the question and the patient now?
Or you can ask me a question that we can start, because that will be well organized, and I'll be able to answer specific questions. Will help this program to be more vibrant, I believe.
Sir, we have a question. We have a question that says how to do the credit transfer.
The transfer student. Thank you so much for Mehnaz for your questions. It's a common phenomenon. Like if we are studying in the university and having completed 60 hours, so the rule is you have to do the third and fourth year according to the Bangladesh, and comparable to the US or Canadian degree, you have to do at least 60 credit hours to complete your programs. For example, if you are in a bachelor program, so if you are completed 60 hours, they accept your 60 hours, you have to do the balance. For example, if you completed your 70, 80 hours, they will give you credit 60 hours, and you have to do third and fourth year, equivalence to the semester. So based on that, those who want to transfer as a transfer student is a wide opportunity. First and second year you can save. Third year you can start moving. First you can send your academic credentials to the universities, where they will assess, evaluate, and can tell you that this much credit you have to do to complete your bachelor program. So it's everywhere there is a unique opportunity, as well as there is another concept. Those who are completing their bachelors and wants to join in the master's program or in the postgraduate program, you have also a wonderful opportunity, because if you come to Canada, if you work, study 1 year diploma, after completion, you will be getting 1 year work permit. If you're coming with a 2 year diploma, you'll be getting 3 years work permit. How you can apply for the PR depends. If you are working in 1,020 hours, means 4 months in your specific field, so you will apply to the permanent residency in Canada, which is a unique opportunity. Those will be coming today, getting your degree and getting your permanent residency and be a respectable Canadian citizen, which will help you to travel without visa around 174 countries in the globe. Thank you.
Sir, we have another question. The next question is on how to get a scholarship in abroad, hopefully in Canada.
Scholarship, every student, it is charged based on, first of all, let me tell you, there are two kinds of scholarship. One is merit-based scholarship. The second one is need-based scholarship. So the merit-based scholarships comes to your academic performance. If your academic performance is good enough, so after you're getting submitting your applications, and there are also two categories. If you're coming from the science and engineering or in any field of the science, you have the opportunity to apply for the scholarship program, because every universities, there the research and development, the professors have their own funding. So there are also two ways. Once a student apply to the program, the university admission team, they automatically look for whose professor has the fund. So they send your file to the respective faculties to get the funding, and they send you the offer letter. And the second is, there are some universities, for example, if you are working in a math, applied math, so they will send your applications to the admission committees, and they will decide, because the funding coming from the universities. And for the first things, once you go to the university website, you will find your respective department and the faculties, those who have the funding. They have the research work. Based on their research work, you try to match yourself where you want to see yourself in your master's program or in your PhD program. Based on the match, for example, if you are in an electrical engineering student, you can go to the biomedical engineering. You can develop MRI, contribute yourself, ultrasound, CT scanner, or any kind. If you are a student in the medical biophysics, medical physics, you can go in the radiation physics, you can go in the hospital-based nuclear medicine program. Or if you're in a civil engineering program, you can go to the website and find your professors in different universities in environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, civil engineering, chemical engineering, and always go specific and look for the professors, the profession you want to be in the future, and the work you like in your upcoming days research. Does that answer your questions?
Thank you so much, sir, for such informative answer. Now, moving on to the next question. We have a question on what options are there for students? What opportunities are offered there?
Well, the opportunities are boundless. Like for here, from your end, maybe it looks like a bit difficult, but actually perhaps not. Because every student is coming from anywhere in the globe, they will face the same problem, and at the same time, same kind of opportunities. For example, if you are here, for the undergraduate student, I'm specifically trying to mention for them, you will have a 20-hour work permit. While you study, you cannot work. So that's legally work. And besides, there are many kinds of funding. If you can do well, every time you can get a scholarship, $5,000, $10,000. There are many scholarships for the international students. These are mentioned in the website. So once you get your admissions in the universities and you come and join the program, so you will try to study hard and try to find out the supervisors and look for the research, and you want it to be their TA in any program, so you can join. And that part you can go ahead and take the facilities. But the most important thing is, if you are in the academic field, you must have to work hard to get a good result. In response, thank you, Mr. Tadbir, for your questions. His question is, what are the possibility of professor funding and the scholarships considering in a mediocre CGPA, okay, with a good research experience in electrical communications and the computer engineering departments. Thank you so much for your questions. The answer would be, even though there are two things, how you are going to design, if you are completing your bachelor program, coming to the master's, there are two kinds of masters as well as, there is one course-based masters, and the second one is research-based master. So if you don't get your scholarship first in research-based, I suggest you should join in a one-year course-based program in the master's, and then during this program, you look for your supervisors. And this is the most easy way that once you are within the supervisors, they will take you as in the research, because there are huge opportunity. If professor knows knows your academic credentials. So these are the bypass. And the first way is you apply, look for the professors, write them, send them your CV, or if you have any publications attached with it, and try to set an interview with them. This is what is everywhere. There is no bias and there is no discriminations in choosing the professors. Once they want to see, take your interview, and sometimes even they don't, they see your academic excellence and your publications. If you have any publications or any conference publications, they will definitely call you for interview. And if they are satisfied, they will take you as an international student. Thank you. And next, thank you, Nazrana Mejavin, for your questions. What can the applicants do if their visa gets rejected? Actually, this part totally depends on the visa counselor, those who approve the visa. But in 90% case, a visa gets rejected for the synchronization of your documents. All right. First of all, you have to get your offer letter. Second of all, you have to write a SOP, standard procedure. How is your who you are, how your education match with your future studies, and if there is any educational gap between the two, what did you do, and what is your career aspirations? What are you going to do after completion of your degree? And definitely, we should tell that we want to come back after completion of the degree or journey in the development of this sector in your home countries. You have to write this nicely. Number 3 is your financial, what they want. They want your 4 to 6 month bank statement, number 1. They want to see your tax, if your parents are funding your expense, so you should have a like decent tax. And these are the papers that Daisy knows. You can get suggestions from her. You can collect, and once your document is ready, then it can be assured that you will get the visa. And beside, I see RCDR are working in the countries. I know them. If they have some of the case, genuine case get rejected, they can appeal. We have a conception that if you get rejected once, you shouldn't apply. There is no hide and seek rule in that. You can apply a couple times, as long you can establish your ground. Yes, you deserve to get visa. Definitely, they will be able to. They will give you visa, and yeah, you can come to Canada for higher studies. Thank you. No, the graduates, it is not. If you have started your academic journey from bachelor to master's, it is not necessary that you have to have your work experience in the science and technology or field, but especially if you are the MBA. But sometimes they require a 1 year work experience in some universities is one of the requirement, that you get your 1 year experience and come back to do your MBA, Masters in Business Administration in different field. Sumaira Rahman, thank you for your questions. No, actually, it is not recommended. Nowadays, there was a little bit advantage situations, like due to the pandemic, the students had the opportunity to take admission and take their first semester here. I did not hear anything who had done a semester in Bangladesh didn't get visa, or most of them got, all of them got a visa for their higher studies in Canada. And there is no hard and fast rule. You complete your degree. Even before completion of your degree, you should plan ahead. If you are coming to September or January 2023, you should plan ahead, because there are many things you need to do. Number 1, your credentials. Nowadays, all the credentials going to be are in English. Your IELTS, your result, you match when you are going to apply. Daisy can help you to do that. And based on you prepare your documents, they're gonna send it for you. And as soon as you will get a offer letter, then the second part starts how you are going to furnish your visa application accurately. Depends on your visa applications, you will get the visa. Nevertheless, they check your documents, they check the authenticity, and they will provide you visa. Thank you. And another question was, I can see your name. Can you tell me your name? Is mentioned as C. When should we start emailing abroad professors to get fund them after bachelor's? What is your name, please? Oh, Raihan. Thank you, Raihan. It's a good question. Before, you should know, once you are in the final semester, that what you should start your communications if you are in the scholarship program. Okay, you should start communications with the faculties. Go to the choose couple of the universities. You can choose or Daisy from BCRC. She can choose for you. You can choose the universities and choose the go to the program website. And every program website will find the research faculties. Okay, and research faculty you will find if you're an electrical engineer. You go to the electrical engineer website and the faculty is those who are doing the research. Okay, now once you are there, you will find and try to match what kind of work you want to do, your research work. And accordingly, you should send them, general paper like writings stating what is, which field you are, and what is your interest in your country, in your undergrad project, how many projects you did, and if there is any journal or any conference precedence you have, just include, and what is your expectations, means what you want to do after, in which field is matching with their work that you can contribute. So in couple lines, you can send them and send a CV to each faculty. Send 50. Find them and attach them and send them. Definitely you will get some response. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Tanvir, Mr. Tanvir, for your message. So definitely, once you are called for an interview, for a research or granted masters, so they are trying to interview about yourself. They want to make sure that you are the right person they are looking around. We call it personal suitability. This is the first thing. And the second thing is they will definitely look after your academic credentials, then what is your grade in the respective subjects. For example, you have a 3.8 CGPA out of 4.0. Definitely there's a very good stance to be chosen as a research student with their professor. And the main thing deals with the conversations, how the conversations goes between you and your faculties. That's how the funding comes. When the supervisor agree, nothing matters. Remember, for the universities, from the Department of Graduate Studies, they will send you an offer letter. And the professor will give you a fund. University will just educate in this too. The fund come from the one part, your tuition fees come from the universities, and the research fund come from the faculties. So everything is dealt by the faculty. If your professor is agree with you, you will be well off to go to the program. Thank you. Actually, if you go to the website, I would recommend, you can find it from Daisy for the international student. Definitely Canadian scholarships for international students are available. So just we have to apply, but the requirement is once you are accepted, so you can apply at that point, because other than there is no, it's a mismatch. So thank you, Sadman. And is it important to have a good CGPA to be in preference for supervisors and research? Definitely, yeah, I would recommend 3.7 would be a cutoff point. So if you have a CGPA 3.7, and another thing counts if you have a research experience, if you do some kinds of research, definitely you can explain that this is your idea, you want to work, and that is aligned with the professor's work. That's what it works. It is important, but I would not say this is extremely cutoff point. Sometimes it is negotiable based on the meeting with the students and the faculties, if there is any. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Fahim, for your questions. Ms. Afsana, does university ranking number truly reflect the standard of education provided by university? Thanks for your questions. The thing is that in Canada, nevertheless, any universities you go, you study, they're accredited globally. If you go all the way to Newfoundland, to all the way to Brock University in Niagara Falls, everywhere you go, you get your educations. It is accredited internationally, and it has the same standard. And there is nothing, no difference, no discriminations in job market. Okay, so ranking number two really doesn't have any effect. The effect is your transcript. How is your marking scheme? It reflects if you want to be an academia or go to the education field. And thanks. Does that answer your question, Afsana? Okay, thank you. Safia Farjana, I would say no, because you will not be able, because the system goes, the systematic work, it happens. Once you apply, it goes to your all credentials go to the system. If the system finds you don't have IELTS, it's not let you proceed. The application will not be proceeded. Other than lack of IELTS, it will be rejected. So maybe some exceptions, I don't know, but in 95% case, you have to have your academic IELTS. Okay. Thanks. And for social handle Facebook. Okay. Thanks. For Said Riyadh, is GRE mandatory to get fully funded scholarships Canada? I don't know. GRE is totally, it is United States. If you go to states, based on the program, you have to do TOEFL or IELTS and GRE. Or if you go to the MBA program, you must have to have a GMAT. It's in the United States. In Canada, mostly they don't count your GRE. Maybe it's a requirement to some of the universities, but most of the case no. What is the minimum CGPA to apply in the master's program? If you are not funded, if you do not come, if you come in a master's for regular program, so is a B, standard B is good enough to apply in the master's program. The most advantage is globally, I would say globally. If you are studying in a 2-year program, 4-year bachelor, after 2 years, you want to have a like Canadian degree or the UK degree or US degree, you can transfer as a transfer student, have the global certifications, bachelor degree as well. So in a master's, that is not possible, only in the bachelor and the senior year you can transfer. That is all the transfer pathway every university has. And Tanjuma Afros, as I am doing bachelor in engineering faculty, but I want to do MBA in Canada, the value MBA in Canada after. That's fantastic. There are many students. For example, my bachelor was in physics. I did the MBA in marketing management. So this is there is no hard and fast rule. Once you have the credentials, you have to do the GMAT, and you have to get into the program. IELTS and GMAT, and definitely you cannot, how you develop yourself, the value is created, will be created by yourself. Okay, you create a good value, or you send a good resume, you can talk, you can do in the public, you can express yourself what you want to do. The market is for you, is not limited, it's unlimited market you can join. Okay. So consumer approach, is that an answer your questions? Okay. Okay, Al Shahriar. Okay, thank you. Al Shahriar, also please give us an idea about the province. Like as far as I know, in Quebec province, France language is a must for a good level of job in PR. To some extent, with respect to job, they prefer French dual language, but this is not true at all. Canada do not discriminate your job. Okay, do not discriminate your educations, no matter which part you have done your educations and where you want to work. It really doesn't matter. Once the company hires you, you are good to work any place. Because if you go to Quebec, you'll see every street there is a French and English as well. They will talk in French, but they also know how to speak in English. They speak in English at the same fashion. So it is not this is not true, and do not rely on this statement, okay? Next.
Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, I know it's a very funny question, but I really want to know why should I go to Canada for my higher education other than going to USA or UK? I want to know your point of view, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Like as a Bangladeshi, this is I'm talking about in the general views. You can go anywhere in the world. It's not restricted, right? Number one answer. Number two, why you come to Canada? The Canada has the like best opportunities nowadays. Once you do at least 1 year diploma, you will get 1 year work permit that let you work in the job market. And within that, if you work 4 months in that field, you can apply for permanent residency. So if you come for a 2 years diploma, you will get a 3 years work permit, will enable you to live, stay, and get your permanent residence in Canada. I believe you will not find this opportunity anywhere in the globe. You come for educations, you get your degree, you get your Canadian permanent residency, and in 3 years you become a Canadian citizen. And this kind of unique opportunity is only available in Canada. Other than you are not gonna get this opportunity anywhere. Number two, the environment, Canadian environment will give you a big drive how to live from the moderate temperature to sub-zero. You can enjoy the environment of Canada. In every province is different. It's such a big country. It's equivalent to the largest country in the globe, but population-wise, it's 3.5 crore people live in Canada. So in Bangladesh, we have 20 crore. Here is 3.5 crore in the largest country in the globe. Unlimited potentiality to develop yourself. You can start, you can do job, start your own business. You can mix up with the global environment, match with the global people, and then become a global citizen. Ultimate things. Is that answering your questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sheikh Muhammad Asad, thanks for your questions. Yes, all the international students have 20 hours work authorizations. You are legally working when you study 20 hours a week. However, the job offers beside scholarship nowadays in Canada. In some recent days, there are some news that we have job opportunities lower in USA. Actually, you know, during the pandemic, there was a shift, and this shift was everywhere. The wave was not in Canada or USA; it was a global wave, right? There's a good things we learned how to work at home, right? Many companies, they are suspending their physical facilities and get into the work in a virtual mode. And the job is increasing. If you have a chance to see the statistics of job market in US, Canada is increasing because people have to work. economy, the most important things, if you don't work, the economy will be going down. And the Canadian economy is a system, a kind of socialism. So government has to take care. If you do not have to work, there is a burden from the government that they have to support you. So there are lots of opportunities, because I recommend the student, those who wants to come, they will not come for the general studies. They will have a vision to take the diploma or the program that has the co-op facilities. During the studies, university or colleges will send to the industry, where they will train you, and end of your education, you will complete your training and join that company. The mostly program is designed, that kind of design to the colleges. That's why the college postgraduate diplomas are so popular. Not everyone of you wants to be in academia, wants to be a faculty. Some of you wants to work. How if you go to a 2 years diploma in a college, a postgraduate diploma, you can complete your degree and go to the job market and start your work 70K. But if you want to be in academia, I recommend those who wants to be in the academic field, teaching any professions, they should focus going to the research program in the master's and the PhD. Other than, you will find frustration because you are a researcher, you get your degree, but you are not finding matching jobs. That give you a frustration. Or if you go to specific diploma, or specific master's, which has a higher demand, you have to identify that and get into that market. Okay, so does that answer your question, Mr. Sadman Jawai Chaudhary? Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
How to receive a full free scholarship for MSc program for going to Canada? I mean, what are the requirements?
For the scholarship in electrical engineering program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a very general. If you go to the website, every university, you can see there is a general scholarship in the Canadian perspective, I can tell you. Every university, like if you get a scholarship, you will get, like, for example, your tuition fee, you wouldn't have any tuition fees, plus your living expense, starting and living expense, you'll be getting from $12,000 to $15,000-16,000 a year, $1,200 to $1,500 per month. But what is the criteria of getting? It's very simple. Your academic credentials, your objectives. If you write a good statement of purpose, why you want to study this, what kind of research the professor does, and how that it coincides with your coincide with your education, so educational background. That's what they need. And most of the case, there is no interview in the master's level. Most of the case, your paper, your credentials, your statement of purpose, that will drive you through to the admissions in that countries.
Sir, is it for a full free scholarship?
It's 100% scholarship. There is no part scholarship in Canada. Once you get a scholarship, there's 100%.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what should I write in my SOP if I wanted to pursue my postgraduate diploma instead of master's? How do I explain in SOP?
Thank you. In the postgraduate diploma, they don't require any SOP because that is not funded. If you go to the master's, if you go to postgraduate diploma, the most attractive part is that you study the shortest possible time, you get the best out of it. Once you get diploma, the tuition fee is low, and as soon as you get your diploma, you will get a year you can apply for your permanent residency, which takes maximum 3 to 6 months. So this is most of the students coming from different part of the globe. What they do, even though they have a master's, they come to a diploma program they do 1 year or 2 year diploma, they get their permanent residency, then they go for the master's and the PhD. As a Canadian, it is your first priority from the university or college to take you as a research student if you have the credentials. Does that answer your questions?
Okay, thank you, sir. But as far as I know, maybe this information is wrong. The visa ratio regarding the postgraduate diploma is pretty much low comparable to masters.
I never heard of it because if you have a chance to, if I would show you in my class,
Okay.
it's like if there's 100 students, 40 students is coming from India. Okay, this is just one. Like 5 students coming from Pakistan, like 1 student barely come from Bangladesh, because there is a prejudice or from Bangladeshi community. So what is that? If we don't go for masters, we are lost. If we don't do our PhD, our journey is end. But you can do it. The first thing, the other people, students in the other countries, they think they need their permanent residency first. Then they spend, the Canadian government spend their money for their educations. Then you'll get funded by, you'll get scholarships or you'll get a student loan, no matter what you want to study, that is boundless. But if you do not have the permanent residency, your tuition fee is 4 times higher than the local students. For a Canadian student, whether you have a PR or you have a citizenship, your tuition fee, for example, per semester is 4,000, and the international student, your tuition fee is per semester 17,000. This is the ratio. So depends, those who do not have, cannot meet the credentials equivalency, means you have a CGP of 3.0 to 3.5. So don't worry, come to your program, get your education, get your permanent residency, and go for the PhD program. There's nothing wrong with that. This is one of the biggest window that will release the burden of your family from your side as well, because you'll be able to be a global citizen shortly, have your educations and meet up your educational aspirations.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Saki Kausar, if one goes for master's without a scholarship, is it possible to earn total living cost and educational cost doing only part-time jobs? In this case, how much tuition fees? I would say no. This is not going to be possible. You can manage your cost of living if you don't go without scholarships, because managing that will be your full-time commitment if you work somewhere, and masters you have to give your full-time commitment where you study, right? So there will be a mismatch. If you do this side 100% your studies, you cannot work 100%. If you are very energetic, maybe, but this will be difficult to cover both expenses, your educational and your cost of living. So most of the students, they cover their tuition fees and they can manage their cost of living expenses. Does that answer your question, Mr. Saki? Yes.
Sir,
Next question.
I have
Yes.
2 questions to ask.
Yes.
First one is, what is the payment requirement in the admission process? And second, how do I pass a scholarship interview?
The admission process is very simple. Every university has got their own application fees, number one. Number two, there are many reasons why BCRC is here to stand beside you, because there are many cases where they have a number of requirements, and once you apply due to that requirement, sometimes your visa your application get rejected. So all the requirements, the fees related matter, you can communicate with Fatima Harun Daisy. She can give you a better projections on how much it will cost. Number one. Number two, if you want to go to a scholarship program, that is solely depends on the faculty. Depends. You can have it like $20,000 scholarship to $50,000 scholarship a year. Depends your credentials, your interview with the faculties. All the money has in the faculty hand, so they can give you when you want to. He can give you an extra TA, teaching assistantship, that you can earn monthly plus $1,000. Whatever, if you get a general scholarship, $1,200 a month, and if you are getting a TA, probably you can make $2,200 per month in your scholarship program plus a TA, teaching assistantship. So all depends with the faculties. As you get ready yourself, you have an interview. Nevertheless, if you don't have any interview, it really doesn't matter. Based on your credentials evaluations, you will get offered as an international student with fundings. Does that answer your questions, or you have some other?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You don't, all the funding program, there is no tuition fees. Tuition fees is covered by the university. Next question.
Is there any more question on the floor? If you have any, then you can write it on the chat box, or you can ask it directly by unmuting your mic.
No questions? Let me tell you a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. All of you asked me the questions regarding how to study abroad. Today's world is a global world, so there is no restrictions. Depends your motivations, how much fuel you have, how much internal fire you have. Okay, so the moment you want to conquer, you expand your horizon. You can get in anywhere in the globe. It cannot restrict you. Just there are some certain criteria you need to maintain, right? The admission process, your papers, visa process with your proper documents. These are the two sets why we are here, to make a proper blending, that you get your offer letter on time and you submit your documents in the right fashions that the visa officer needs to you to submit. They don't see you, they don't take your interview, but they assess your papers. According to the papers, they give you visa. So there is no panic. If in some case, some students might get rejected first time, you can have a chance to appeal second time, third time, why not? If you have the ability, they will give you the visa. So do not think that you got visa, so you'll not be able to get the second time applications. No, that is not simply true. This is something we bear in our mind, our scarcity, that the second time also will be refusal. No, that is not true. There is no discrimination in visa analysis. So once your paper is right, you are good to go. So don't be disappointed. Don't lose any hope if someone of you has any kind of experience or have a scarcity of might get visa rejected. We are working as many students we want to bring in the global environment. Nevertheless, through BCRC, through anyone, but we want your exposure in the global market. We have to build Bangladesh. We have to take our country to certain level where we have the economic, the student can bring the strength of our country, we can build Bangladesh, and they contribute a big things in the Bangladeshi economy that we'll be proud of as a Bangladeshi citizen, no matter where you live and what you do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can see one question. How many research papers is required to have after bachelor to get a professor's consent? It's not simply true. If you are a bachelor, if people knows that the undergrad have very few papers. Very, very, very less number of students, they can have a paper in their undergrad studies. So focused on your studies, have a good result, credentials, and have a good focus what you want to do in your certain field. That will give you the opportunity to get your offer letter in this specific department, whether it's in electrical, computer science, electrical and computer engineering, or mechanical engineering, or mechatronic engineering. Those who are studying electrical engineering, they have a good chance. Those who are studying computer science, they have a very good chance to go join in a mechatronic engineering or biomedical engineering. So you can make medical device. You can make you can build a robot. You can build chips in the upcoming days. There are industries is transferring to Bangladesh. I heard they are manufacturing chips in EPZ. So you can be the top notch in that industry. Just simple degree is a different market. You go to the specific degree, you have people will look for you everywhere in the globe. Nevertheless, you live in Bangladesh, you will get hired in Germany, in Sweden, in USA, in Canada. It's unlimited potential market. Thank you so much, Nazrana, for your Nazrana Mehzamin. Thank you so much. And I really enjoyed from this session as well. Anybody has any questions? Thanks a lot, Tanjuma Afroz. And if you can have the total, you can have put me short. I can see all the students together. I can see all of you for a glance. That we really appreciate it. Can you just reduce the zoom that we can have a look to everyone? Is it possible to take all of us in a one slide?
Yes, sir, sure.
Sure.
I would like to request Nazrana Mehzamin Choudhury to take a snap of us.
Okay. Yes, screenshot taken.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful session having you here with us. Now I would like to request Nazrana Mehzamin to share a glimpse of token of appreciation.
Oh, thank you so much.
We will send the token of appreciation via mail to you, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for doing everything. I'm honored and really appreciated to all of you, those who are attending in these sessions, informative sessions. There's a last question I had. Let me answer before I look. Afroza Kharam, I had to get visa. One need to show bank balance with a large amount. It is not simply true. They're just things whether you have a year or two years tuition fees with you. Those who are going with self-financing and the cost of living. It depends. Daisy can give you a heads up about how much money you should have and all everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time and taking a detailed and enlightening webinar. Thank you so much for that. We are truly grateful to you.
Thanks a lot.
I hope IEEE IIUC student branch along with the WIE affinity group will gain more achievements in the future with the help of our honorable guest today. And today we have our honorable guest with us, and we are so overwhelmed by the response of you, sir. Thank you so much once again for your precious time. And have a great day, everyone. Don't forget to wear your mask and stay safe within this pandemic, because this is not over yet fully. We are in this together, and thank you once again for joining today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Um,
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Allah Hafiz.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much to everybody. Thanks for attending these sessions and have a wonderful day and good evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so
Assalamu
much.
alaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
I would like to interrupt. We have Moshe Rahman sir with us. Sir, would you like to say a few words? Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Would you like
Thank you
to
so much.
say-
Yeah, thank you so much for arranging such a nice webinar. I was listening right from the beginning, and it was really, really very informative. And I also learned so many new things. It's, learning is a continuous process. So I must say, this type of webinar will help the potential students who are in the, halfway, or they're in the, they cannot make their mind. After this webinar, I think a lot of students, they will gain their, I mean, they will be more, they will look into this type of migration process or of the studentship like that. So I'm really thankful to the CEO, Mr. Mansur Mulk. This the total whatever he says, I'm listening all these things, and I note some points also, and it's a really very good and informative throughout the session. Thank you everybody who are in this webinar, and special thanks to Mr. Mansur Mulk, sir.
Thank you
you.
so much. Thanks for your magnificent comment, and thanks for all the students, professors, faculties, and the promoter, and those are the hosts. Special thanks to all of you, those who arranged with these extreme situations. And really, I do agree, all of you, Omicron virus is spreading, is a quadruple, like exponential level. So I would recommend all of you use our mask. Stay at home if you need to. If you go to outside, wash your hand, stay safe. Thank you. Have a wonderful day and take care. Hope to see you in future. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.